You're listening to the Palestine in America podcast. I'm your host, Nader Ahmoud. Our guest on today's episode recruited herself onto the Palestinian women's national soccer team back in 2017. And the trial went so well, she's been on the team ever since. Tina El-Amoor was the first U.S. citizen to play with the Palestinian national team. During part 2 of our interview, we talked about her growing friendship with teammate Emily Ibrahim, as well as how she balances playing for a national team, Division I college team, and being a student at Gardner-Webb University. Do you have any plans to play after college?
I would love to. If I had the opportunity, I would 100% take it. Like, I would love to play, like,
Same,
professionally after
same
college.
thing with the national team. As long as they're extending the offer, you're going to go out there and play?
I do think I would for sure. Like, I love it. That was, soccer is, like, the one thing in my life I've consistently been doing for almost, like, 16 years now, and, like, I still love it, and I don't think I would want to give it up voluntarily. You'd have to, like, it'd be done for me, like physically, I just could not play anymore, and that's when I won't play anymore.
But even if you couldn't play anymore, would you still be involved in the game?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was coaching like little like 6-year-olds, 8-year-olds, like while I'm playing now, or like like I took over a middle school team before. Like I like just being around the game, so
Are you
like,
strictly soccer? Because I was talking to Emily and she doesn't know anything about anything else. It's just soccer and school.
no, I ran track and cross country, and I played volleyball actually. So
Okay,
my other siblings, they played everything else, but
but
I only
those are your.
yeah.
All right, cool. And so, were you at like? Would you say that your other sports you played at the same level as soccer, but you just love soccer more, or you just soccer
I
far?
think I think I'm lucky enough to. I'm an athletic person. Like, I can catch on to sports like easily if I really focused on it.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely not as good at my other sports as I am soccer, because I focused way more on soccer. I feel like maybe if I focused on them a little bit more and trained for them a little bit more, maybe. But I'm definitely just way better at soccer because I've put so many years in.
Yeah. Who's your soccer allegiances with?
Like,
Like,
do you
what
mean
teams do you root for?
what leagues? We gotta get with leagues.
See, I know that's why I didn't specify, because some people are into
It's hard.
MLS, some people are into,
Yeah,
some people are
I like
into all of
EPL.
it.
I like La Liga. I like all of it. Okay,
Start
I'm
with the U.S. because we have U.S. listeners who might not know too much of soccer. Like, do you have an MLS team that you follow?
I don't. That's like one I don't watch as much.
Wow.
The EPL is just like so much more entertaining. So is La Liga.
You're the reason why
MLS,
the sport's not going to grow in the U.S. People like you, do you know that?
okay,
I'm
I
just
don't
kidding.
know about
I'm
that
kidding.
now.
I'm kidding.
No, but okay,
But yeah,
MLS.
so
I've
but
been to MLS game before, but I don't really watch it in
does
my free
North
time.
Carolina even have a team?
I don't know. I think
Probably
like
not.
we have the courage for the women's team, but we have. I don't. I think they have the NPL or something. It's not like.
Yeah. The Chicago does too. We have some
Yeah,
NPL team too. They just started like 2, 3 years ago.
yeah, we definitely have one in Raleigh, but it's not like MLS. I guess maybe Atlanta United. Like, I'll watch them.
I just had to put you on the spot.
I'll
I
watch
had to.
Atlanta United.
I
That's
had to.
actually good soccer.
Because I gotta let you know, Emily's from like the Chicagoland area, and I'm a huge sports fan. I started
Yeah.
off as a sports writer, and I was like, "So you following the Bulls?" Like, and she's like, "No, nothing. Bears, nothing." So it was just I had to ask you as well. You and Emily still good friends, or
Of course,
ever?
yeah. I was just in Chicago about a week ago, and I had lunch with her and her family.
Oh,
We keep
nice,
in touch.
nice. So when did you guys first meet? When she joined the U18 team?
Yeah, that was the first time I met Emily, and I remember like they were like, "Here, like this is a new American kid. Like make sure you like, you know, make sure she gets in with the crowd and everything." But like, because I was the first American kid like they brought in, so
Okay.
it was nice to have someone else from America.
Oh yeah,
Um,
definitely. I have same
yeah.
interests and things like that. But she won I forgot what it's called, but like the MVP award of that
Yeah,
tournament.
she did. Yeah. She
So
had
were you
an amazing showing in the U18 like tournament that we had. Like she was crazy that tournament. She
it,
was on fire for sure.
did you guys like hit it off before the tournament even started, or did you guys really become good friends after she showed you how good she was?
I don't think our friendship had nothing to do with like, oh, I like her because she's a good player. I mean, that helps, of course. She's a good player, and I love playing with her. But she has an amazing personality too. Like we just got along really well.
Cool.
And we kind of got in touch with each other because she had a tournament. Like her club team had a tournament in my hometown, like in Raleigh, right where I live. So like the people that were with the national team like told us like to get in touch with each other, and like it was so nice to get to know her before then. So like me and her actually went out to lunch whenever she came to Raleigh that first time. So like I knew her right like a couple months before we even went over to the national team. So and we kept in touch from there, and like I got to watch her play a couple times, and like we just like we clicked, and we had we're good friends now. Like it's when you experience certain type of things with people, they become your lifelong type friends.
Oh yeah, like an experience like that, traveling through Palestine together, playing where both your parents grew up, like that's amazing. My next question was going to be, so I was talking to Emily about how she got recruited onto the Palestinian national team. How did you first initially get in contact with them, or how did they get in contact with you?
So when I was playing, like I don't know if you've heard of ODP. It's like the Olympic Development Program within America. So like each like state has one. So like they'll pick like the top 20 or something out of each state and put them on a team, and then like they'll play other states, and then like from then they'll get put into a pool like in the US. So like there'll be a region 1 team, like the top number in each region. So I was playing with those. Like I was on the North Carolina state team, and then I got put on the region 3 team at that time. And then we got put into this like really big like camp, which with all the regions. So one of the coaches like brought it to my attention. They were like, "You're like, aren't you a dual citizen? Like we've heard you're a dual citizen." And they just brought it to my attention. They were like, "Have you like thought about like reaching out to them? Like like it could be really like you could definitely be playing with them and everything." So he kind of like actually like brought my attention to it. I never thought about that before because and like I had teammates within the region too, who were like playing for Puerto Rico, playing for Mexico, because like they were dual citizens as well. Or Costa Rica, or not Costa Rica.
Why do you think that is? Is it because you didn't even think to imagine that we had a team, or
I just didn't. I'd never heard anything about a women's team for the like Palestinian national team, so I just didn't know that like existed. I didn't know those options. So after like he kind of brought it to my attention and everything, we kind of like found out who we needed to reach out to, and like they sent me out for a trial. They liked me and like kept me. So
cool. So you recruited yourself, basically.
I mean,
that's awesome.
Gotta do.
Awesome.
Yeah, but I mean, thankfully, they kept
but
me.
it looks like they're happy with the recruitment because they've kept you on for pretty much every year since you've joined their team, right? You've went back and played. Sounds like, except for the pandemic, obviously.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I heard they might have some kind of tournament or something going on in 2022. Have you heard anything about that or no?
I think maybe like it's in Lebanon or something. I'm not positive. I can't.
But those are the rumors. But do you plan on playing?
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, if I'm given the opportunity, I won't say no to it, of course.
That's awesome. And so, where can we go from here? I'm sorry, I just drew a blank. My daughter was crying in the other room. Gonna have to edit this out.
How many kids do you have?
What's up?
How many kids do you have?
I just got one. She's 2, and she's obsessed with me for some reason. I don't know. She just she's like in the other room, just dying to be over here to mess up this whole interview. But so playing collegiate ball, we already talked about that. I knew what I wanted to ask you, because outside of sports, what are you studying at right now?
I'm starting out as a bio major, but I don't know how long we'll stick with that. But it's definitely challenging being a bio major with being a collegiate athlete. Being a collegiate athlete is literally a full-time job. We wake up like 5 a.m. every day, and like your day's not done until like maybe like 10.
Yeah, take me through a schedule like that. because I didn't even, when I went to college, we didn't have any sports teams on my school, but I still finessed a way into reporting about sports. But what's a day in life like for you?
Honestly, it just depends on how many games we have that week or what day it is because like we have a 3-day lift, so it's like Monday, Wednesday, Fridays we usually lift. So if we're saying a Monday, a typical Monday for me is like I wake up around 4:30 a.m. You know, and then I have to be at lift by 5. If I'm not there, if I'm there at 5:01, it's not a good day for us. I gotta make sure I'm there on time, and then after that, go back, shower, eat breakfast. Then I have class from 9 to like 9 to 9:50, 10 to 10:50, 11 to 11:50.
Yeah.
And then I'll have like lunch around that time. And then if you need treatments or whatever treatments you need, you do that right before practice, which like practices are usually around 2 o'clock. So you need to go in like an hour or two before practice. So you have to make sure you do that. Like make sure you get all of your treatments in before like you're responsible for that. And like we have this thing called prehab. It's like before you have an injury, like you do certain things so you don't get injured. So if you
Wow.
have hamstring injuries, you have to be in prehab. Like
So right now you're off from all that because of break, or
yes.
so the minute that school's back in session, even if you guys are not in season.
Oh, yeah. When we're not in season, it's worse. There are more workouts, more everything, because like they don't need to rest us for anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if we have a game that week, okay, they'll go easier the next like the couple days before the game, so we're not like gassed in the game or we're not too
Right.
sore. But like during the springtime, they're like,
That's a
you guys don't
full-time
have
job
game.
plus that's a full-time job plus your classes,
Yes,
which leads me
definitely.
to my next question. I know this probably doesn't really affect you, but I'm just assuming, which is bad for a journalist. But NIL, college athletes being able to earn money. Do you have an opinion on that?
Honestly, I as an athlete, you really can't get a job. Like you don't have time for a job. Like there's no way possible to get a job while being like a full-time collegiate athlete. You can't. So I mean, if you can do something like if, you're working hard, you're doing a lot for the school, and you're like if you can use your likeliness of playing at a big school or something like that to get something, then I don't see what's wrong with it.
Yeah. I mean, if a shawarma shop wanted to slide you some cash, why
Why not? Why
not?
not? I love food.
I'll sponsor the pita.